I think I love Ouran more as I grow older. The other day, I was chatting with a friend who asked me if I still love the anime I watched as a teen, and I told her yeah, I still love Ouran High School Host Club. This surprised her. She said that now that she's older and wiser, she finds some anime to be over-exaggerated and over-dramatic. And to be perfectly honest, I don't disagree. What was emotionally true as a teenager doesn't usually transfer to what is emotionally true or even acceptable years later. Some things simply don't age well. However, I don't view Ouran as a shoujo anime, but as a metatextual pastiche. For those who don't know, Ouran High School Host Club is a reverse harem series starring Haruhi, a cross-dressing lower-middle-class girl attending an elite private high school through a scholarship. Shenanigans ensue when she inadvertently becomes part of the school's host club after breaking a very expensive vase. The overwhelmingly male main characters of the show were introduced to Haruhi, and by extension the audience, by the archetype they are supposed to embody. Tamaki is supposed to be the princely type, Kyoya is the cool type, Mora is supposed to be the wild or strong and silent type, Hunny Senpai is supposed to be the boy Lolita type, and I read in an article that he was inspired by Momichi Soma from Fruits Basket. The twins are supposed to be the mischievous brotherly love type, but I read somewhere that they're similar to Fred and George Weasley from the Harry Potter series, and now I can't unsee it. Haruhi is the main protagonist of the story, the economically relatable girl that we as the audience tag along with to explore this new world. Yet, I find Haruhi to be completely unlike the other shoujo anime protagonists I've encountered before. For one thing, her confidence is enviable. It takes a lot of guts to go to a new school in a completely new environment without even bothering to buy a school uniform. I would never dare to do that when I was attending school. When I was collecting the manga, the American publishers advertised the series by comparing it to Hana Kimi. I guess it's because both female protagonists cross-dress while in high school, though I find that comparison very superficial. The premise and the setting remind me more of the series Hana Yori Dango. If Hana Yori Dango doesn't sound familiar, you might know it by its K-drama adaptation Boys Over Flowers. If you prefer Chinese language dramas, then you might be familiar with Meteor Garden. Point is, the series is popular and there is a running list of various countries making adaptations and spin-offs. There are also a lot of overlapping themes between the two. A smart, strong-willed, and no-nonsense girl receives a scholarship to a prestigious school. The female main character is kinda an outcast in her class. The school is practically ruled by a group of pretty boys from prestigious families who are ogled at when they pass by, and one of these pretty boys has a parent that's in charge of the school. Some heavier story beats in Hana Yori Dango appear in Ouran as well, namely SA and bullying. However, the way these two series dealt with those situations is one of the things that made them different. The wildly uncharacteristic allusion to SA was stopped by Haruhi pointing out Kyoya would have nothing to gain. The host club, as a group and as a series, displayed that they had no tolerance for bullying and stopped any signs of it on the very first episode. Real-life situations could have easily gone in different directions. Romantic shoujo anime tends to be more dramatic and focuses more on furthering a relationship, but I don't think that's the goal of Ouran the anime. From the character introductions to its finale, the anime calls into attention various tropes in the genre. As a series, Ouran is not afraid to break the fourth wall. The characters would openly bring up that they're in a series. The host would even criticize Haruhi because her blasé attitude makes it hard for her to be the damsel in distress. What I found interesting is that the Ouran anime will deviate things from the manga if it meant to use, call attention to, or even make fun of the well-worn themes and tropes of the genre. In the manga, Tamaki learned that Haruhi was a girl by picking up her ID. The anime made the choice to change that and inform Tamaki of Haruhi's gender by walking in on her while she's half naked. This is where the ending comes in. If you watched enough anime, you'll know that some of them don't get a proper ending for various reasons. In Ouran's case, it's because there was a set amount of episodes they planned to produce in the series, and the anime ended much earlier than the manga. It's part of the reason why I can't recommend Ouran to my friends who want to watch a completed series. Yet, I love the anime-only ending they created, and not just because I based my first fanfic on it all the way back in... doesn't matter. So, You may ask, how did they end the series? The solution they came up with was to completely rewrite the School Fair Act in the manga to pack as many shoujo anime tropes involving rich parents as possible. While the anime focused on the parent-child relationships, in the manga, the cultural festival arc mostly involves a rivalry between the host club and the American football club over who gets to use the main salon. A fun tournament ensued that became the talk of the fair. The depictions of some characters also changed. In the anime, Kyoya was slapped by his father, while in the manga, Kyoya was praised for the club, and his father said that he doesn't mind naming his third son heir of the family business in the name of meritocracy. All these changes were made so that the anime can give us an ending that includes older family members with strong opinions on what should happen in their children's lives, hand-to-hand combat, and the high adrenaline chase that ends with a dramatic embrace. Does it sound cliche? Yes, but then again, it's all about how the series deals with those tropes. The new storyline demonstrates the character growth the host had during the series. The arc started off with Mori teaching Hikaru how to drive a horse-drawn carriage, and the twins pointing out that just because Hikaru is learning how to drive a carriage doesn't mean that Kaoru has to learn as well. Who could have imagined this exchange would happen at the beginning of the series? The hosts were later introduced to Eclair Tener, who became engaged to Tamaki and paid off Haruhi's debt. It was mentioned that Eclair's family was buying up Japanese companies and marrying off Tamaki to her would somehow make the situation better. That was never clarified. The point is, Tamaki's capriciousness was under scrutiny. Even though he never felt insecure about it before, he was given the opportunity to see his mother if he gets engaged to the girl and dissolve the host club. It was the boys' semblance of sanity that pointed out that Tamaki became the damsel in distress in this situation, giving someone in this story the chance to finally act like a knight in shining armor. Throughout the last episode, the host reaffirmed the love for the host club, climaxing to Haruhi taking the horse-drawn carriage to go after Tamaki to tell him that he actually enjoys the host club, subverting gender roles and expectations. Haruhi started the series looking unkempt and wanting nothing to do with the host club. In the end, she's the knight in shining armor, even though her debts were all paid. Not only that, the scholarship student became the coveted daughter-in-law by the patriarchs of two conglomerates. How many series can pull that off?